For 22 and a half years, I served in the United States Army. During my tenure, I was on many occasions asked to serve as the official, unofficial UFO consultant dealing with UFO matters in the areas of my assignment. As a result of my involvement, I was able to ascertain that the United States government knew a whole lot more about UFOs than it was telling the American public. That there was an intelligence involved, that there was a highly evolved technology. I learned that to a degree we were carrying on a dialogue with this intelligence. We were making every effort we could to acquire this technology and make it part of our own existing technology. We did this, I was told, in the interest of national security. We also had an officially sanctioned deception program. This was in total disregard as to the impact this would have on the individual witnesses and also on their families. This ultimately led to my disillusionment with the program and my involvement in it. We have a moral obligation to the UFO witnesses, the real victims of the UFO phenomena, to expose once and for all this policy and to reveal the truth, and that is, we are not alone in the universe.
officer with over 20 years of service. He asked that his identity not be revealed.
I was traveling on Highway 377 southly through Stephenville, and I noticed some movement in the sky near the Erath County Courthouse.
He watches a large, 8-sided object with bright blue lights hover above the courthouse. The officer estimates the UFO to be approximately 600 feet long and 400 feet wide. He attempts to lock his patrol car radar gun on the craft to track its speed.
I reached up, hit the switch, and got a lock.
For the radar gun to lock, the outgoing beam must hit a solid surface and be reflected back. To indicate his speed, the targeted object has to be moving.
The rebound of the signal comes back into the unit off an object that I had pointed the radar at. It locked in very quickly.
According to the officer, the radar gun shows the craft is moving at a steady 27 miles per hour. Then, the craft begins to maneuver.
Here is when it started to do its 45-degree plane.
The craft flies off at a low altitude, and the patrol officer loses it behind the tree.
As it was pulling away, it accelerated up to 33 miles an hour. It was getting out of range of my radar, and that's when I lost the lock.
Robert Dean has a list of credentials a mile long. He served 4 years from 1963 to 1967 at Supreme Headquarters Allied Powers, Europe, the military arm of NATO. He was an intelligence analyst with a cosmic top-secret clearance.
There are a lot of new young scientists in particle physics today who talk about multiple dimensions. There's a brilliant young professor in New York by the name of Michio Kaku who has written a brilliant book called Hyperspace, where they talk about 10 separate dimensions. I'm not enough of a physicist to try to explain to you what a dimension is, but the idea that there could be intelligences from somewhere else, from other dimensions coming and going into our reality. It's been quite a shakeup in traditional science. I guess I speak out openly and bluntly about this because I feel so strongly about it. I violate my security oath every time I speak about it. I do it intentionally and I do it on purpose, because I feel so strongly that the American people not only have a right to know the truth, but they have a need to know the truth. The truth, Don, apparently is simply this, that we're not alone, we've never been alone. We are apparently part of an infinite universe filled with intelligent life. I find that exciting.